Part 24. The road I never saw coming. Do not look at me like that. You are not judging me. You are not judging me. You are not judging me. Me and Daddy have American Express. And me and Daddy have this great credit, 800 credit score. Come on, Clarissa, let's get it. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead and say it, Clarissa. You was dumb enough to do the crazy foolishness. You're blind, bitch, you're blind. You was dumb enough to do it. Go ahead and say it, Clarissa. Me and Daddy have American Express. With me starting a new business, I said I'm going to do everything the right way. So now we got bank accounts. We got savings accounts. I decided to get a American Express business card. And I put Mona Lisa down. Don't you do it. Let me say it first. Let me say it first, please. Thank you. Can I say it? Can I say it, please? Thank you. Can you let me talk? You being a supportive friend right now. Are you going to let me talk? Thank you. Just pray for me as I'm saying this, because I feel stupid. But anyway, I put Mona Lisa down as an authorized user. I cannot make this up. I know, friend, I know. What was I thinking? I don't know. I don't know what I was thinking. I put Mona Lisa down as an authorized user. And here come a red flag. I got my card in. But for some reason, Mona Lisa card wasn't coming in. So she asks about that card every single solitary day. She asks about the card. Hey, Clarissa, did you hear something back about my American Express card? Hey, Clarissa, did we get the American Express card? Who is the we? Hey, Clarissa, did you get the American? Hey, did they call back? Hey, did you find out what's going on? Hey, Clarissa, did you got the right address? Hey, Clarissa, they can send it to Mr. Big's house. Hey, Clarissa, they can send it to over there to my grandma's house. Hey, Clarissa, finally, because I didn't know what to say to this girl. I said, I don't know where your card is at. They said it'd be here in 7 days. But it's coming, baby. It's coming. Because what I was thinking I want her to do is, when we buy things like fuel, pay the truck payment, insurance, all kind of stuff. When we get the ball rolling, we buy things, we pay it with the card, so we can build up our points, we can get benefits. It both build up both our credits. I put her down as authorized user, all of that. All right, so that's what I was thinking. Because like I said, I'm big about business. Like, I know you like, girl, how you going to say you big about business? Put that girl. Anyway, I digress. So, finally, we was in the car one day after getting off work because she needed a ride home or whatever. And I called American Express. And they kept telling me 7 days. Finally, I said, okay, look. Okay. Can we go ahead and figure out where her card is at? And they said, oh, it'll be to her house in 4 days. I never seen Mona Lisa so happy. Okay, yes. I love you so much, Clarissa. You are, girl, I'm so glad we got this school together. Thank you so much, girl. Like, girl, we're going to be good. I can't believe we had opened up this school. I just can't believe this is going on. Like, she was just on 10. Went home. She got her card posted. I have been working so hard, and I finally got my American Express. My credit is so good. Anyway, I digress. So now while we at this school, it was time to get the internet and everything going. And we have the American Express R&K Training Academy. So the man came through for AT&T. He came through. He said, "Hey, I'm here. Is this R&K Training Academy?" And he walked in. He said, "How y'all doing?" But I said, "Yes." I said, "Yes, this is." And he walked right past her desk. Honey, what he walked past her desk for? "Oh, you're not gonna speak? It's two people in here, you know." He said, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, ma'am. Whoa, ma'am. I'm sorry." I said, "Hey, how y'all doing? You must didn't hear me. But okay, I see you a little snappy, you know." But he looked at me and said, "Okay, your name Clarissa?" I said, "Yes, sir, it is." So I the one set everything up. I said, "Yes, it is." He said, "Well, let's get started." And we walked to the back. He said, "What's wrong with your people?" It was a black guy in his 50s. He said, "What's wrong with your people?" I said, she a little moody sometimes." He said, "Yeah. Okay. Let's get this started." So he started with everything for the internet. Boom. He said, "Now, I'm gonna have to come back because I need something. I need to make sure I can get something wired because they had this going on to Suite 102. Well, or 103, something like that. They had it for another suite." So he said, "I'll be back in the next couple days." So right before he got ready to walk out, she said, "Well, where you going? Are you done?" He said, "No, ma'am, I'm not done. I'll be back because I got to get something fixed in the system." Okay. So then he went to walk out or whatever. And I'm like, I said, "Girl, what is wrong with you? You ain't got to be like that." Not knowing, like, this is my first time really working next to her all day. So it was getting to the point where I was learning her every day. Then the building did not have heat. The building bathrooms needed to be repaired. One of the things in the contract is within 3 months, everything is left on the mall. After 3 months, you got to cover everything. So if something go out, the exterminator, the toilets, the everything, you have to cover that, right? You have to make sure it get done. With that being said, I just started the process of calling and trying to find this mechanic that works at the mall, right? He was out of town because he's like Haitian or something like that. But when Ham came back in town, we had kept calling down to the office to find out, like, "Hey, when is Ham gonna be back in? Hey, when is Ham gonna be back in? Hey, when is Ham gonna be back in?" Finally, they said he'll be back in next week. Boom. So we had to go without heat for about 2 weeks. Okay. Now it was time for us to pay for this AT&T, and for some reason, Mona Lisa didn't have that, no money, of course. So I said, I'm going to swipe the American Express card so that way it'll automatically draft from that. And you will just put that back when you get your money from Mr. Biggs. And she was like, "Okay, that's fine. So now we can call and get the phone lines. Call Otatel, got the phone line started, 888-974-9470. Part 25, the road I never saw coming. It was coming to the sense of we needed the items really to start getting repaired at the mall, and we need to hear kind of who was going to be repairing it. But the person named Ham that was out of town that works as construction there, we needed the lights repaired. There you go. We needed the lights repaired. We needed certain things repaired at the mall. But Ham was not there. So we reached out to the mall to say, hey, when is the head over management comes back? And they kept telling us he's out of town. He's from overseas somewhere. So he went back to visit family. He was African or something like that. But when Mona Lisa would talk to them, she walked down there and we walked in there. She gave them the most nastiest attitude in history of God's name and unrealistic attitude you ever seen in your life. Like, her energy was so nasty, so disrespectful. They didn't even want to see us walk through the door, okay? She gave that management at this mall, her black behind to kiss, baby. Honey, do you hear me? She was so nasty, and I had to keep checking her. So then it got to the point, like I said, we never worked together before. So it got to the point I was really seeing who this person was that I was working next to, and it was turning out to be a freaking demon. Like, the way she would respond to people walking through the door, the way she would talk to people walking through the door, and hey, coming in to greet or coming in to do work. And it was just the most disgusting thing I ever seen in my life. And I am so big on when I meet you for the first time, hey, how you doing? Oh my God, you smell good. Oh my God, I like your beard. Yes, honey, your hair, your nails, your shirt. I always pay compliments to people because you never know what kind of spirit people need in their life at that moment. So she had gave the mall the impression that R&K was just going to be the worst tenants ever in freaking history. I told her, I said, you cannot keep doing that. When we go down to this office, because we had to go back down there a couple of times to check on when that man was coming back, check on when were they going to come repair the lights or anything. I said, you cannot talk to these people like that. You cannot. You are very disrespectful. What do you mean? I just won't say nothing. I just won't say. I said, well, please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Okay? Because you don't know how to talk to people. We got back to after we went to talk to office, we got back to the suite, and we had to really start that process of looking for a contractor to come in and build these walls. So I put something on social media. We reached out to a few people. They talk about $80,000, $60,000, $40,000 to rebuild this little space. Finally, she posted, because everything I kept saying, she kept kicking back. I said, we got insurance. She kicked back. I got somebody else to do that. I said, she got this. Oh, I got a man that can do this. I got a man. It was like just something always kept kicking back. Well, finally, I said, Mona Lisa, everything I say you kick back to, you find a contractor. She made a post, and her old classmate, Mr. Mr. Handyman, he reached out and said, you better not use nobody else. You better use me to redo that school. I'm so proud of y'all. Like, let me know when you need me to come down. So she got in contact with him in whispering mode, like very whispery. You know, very whispery. When she talked to him. Finally, he came down and he looked around. And immediately he came to me because he met me. And he was like, Mona Lisa, I'm so proud of you. Thank you so much for considering me. Thank you so much for reaching back out to me. But what y'all need? Like, tell me what you got. So Mona Lisa said, I'll let Clarissa tell you. She did that. I didn't do that. So I said, you sure? Because I don't want to step on nobody's toes. Because she always kept saying, like, I'm over everything. That's because everybody kept coming to me because she didn't know. She didn't know how to talk to people. I said, so we need this wall fixed right here. We need the floors redone. Because the floors was gray, red, blue. We need the floors redone. We need the bathrooms redone back there. But the bathrooms is left up to the office because that is if it's in here, it's supposed to be working. And they're not working. So he said, okay. And then I told him, I said, we want the signs taken down out front. That just casual taken down out front. We need walls put up. But how much you think that's going to be? Now, no, we are working on Mona Lisa budget still. Mona Lisa goes to say, yeah, how much is that going to be? Because her budget getting slim. I'm already done reached my 50K. We waiting to spend the rest of Mona Lisa's, and then we go to another stash of money to rebuild the school. Baby, handyman said, it's going to be, and he said, I'm cutting you a little discount, but it's going to be about 11,000 to redo everything. And he said, the walls ain't going to cost that much. It ain't going to cost that much, but I can get started immediately if you want to agree to everything. She said, yeah. She said, yeah. I said, yeah, let's get to it. So, and that's what he did. He got to it immediately. He started working, tearing down everything, redoing the walls on the outside. And we ran into a little bit of a problem. He said it was time for us to contact the city for we can let them know that we are a accredited school. And handyman said, y'all gonna need walls in here, right? Because you had to have everything separated for the students. He said, y'all gonna need a permit. Now, and he was like, what? He said, I think y'all might need a permit, but I don't know. I said, a permit, Mr. Handyman. If we need a permit, that's going to cost. And I still haven't got all Mona Lisa money yet. Because Mona Lisa started telling me, like I said, something from that bank kept showing fraud. So Mr. Biggs couldn't give her all the money. He couldn't give her it. He kept trying to put the money in her account. It kept kicking back fraud. And that's because Mona Lisa had something going on with her bank I don't know about, but he could not give her the money. So her account was on freeze. And she couldn't get them gift cards or nothing. You can't pay nobody in gift cards. So I don't know what was going on with her account, but she said when you pay everything. See, there you go. Look at me like that again. There you go, friend. You judging me. I know. I don't care no more. She said, you go ahead and pay for things, and I pay you back when I get the money from Mr. Big. So I said, okay. And the only reason I really said okay is because my name is on this school. My name is on this school. She is the diesel mechanic. She is the person over the trucks and trailers. My name is on this school. That's the only reason I was like, okay, I pay for it. But when you get your money from Mr. Biggs, I need my money back, okay? So I stayed on her every day, asking her questions about that money. Finally, handyman was like, okay, you gonna need these walls, but for y'all to be accredited as a school and y'all be able to get the fire marshal and all them in here, you have to have a permit before we can even start working. Baby, what did he say that for? Why do we need a permit? Why do we need a permit? We didn't know we was going to need a permit because it was already a school there. Baby, look. Part 26, the road I never saw coming. So when we went to have the fire marshal to come out to see the area to be able just to give us the stuff to pass the code, for we can be a school here in this space, the fire marshal said, you're going to need a permit, and it never was a school there. We said, say what? He said, yeah, we don't have a school there in that mall. We was like, well, we just bought this school from Angel. Now, no, Angel and Mona Lisa always kept butting heads because it was like devil and angel, devil and angel, devil and angel. And they had the same exact birthday. So it was good cop, bad cop, good cop, bad cop. And they was against each other, okay? When he said that it's never been a school there, we was like, we just bought a school from here. Over $50,000, we just bought a school. He said, that has nothing to do with me, ma'am. We cannot give you nothing for like the clear fire code for you can be able to be accredited school because you're not even in the system as a school in that building. He said, and for you to be able to become accredited school, you're going to have to get a permit to do any building in that school. You're going to also have to... He said, you're going to have to get walls. When you get your walls put up, you're going to have to get electricity through those walls. And you're going to have those outlets a couple feet apart. We said, so what? Are you serious? He said, yes. He said, so you're not even supposed to be there right now. What? What do you mean we're not supposed to be here? He said, you're not an accredited school. Like, that area is not accredited for a school. That area is accredited. That area is known for a retail store, not no school. What? So, of course, this was Mona Lisa's time to shine. She could not stand me talking to Angel. She could not stand me talking to Angel about anything with that school because she was like, you're in business with me. You're not in business with you're not in business with Angel. You're in business with me. Why you keep telling Angel everything? But Angel was the only one helping me, like I said before. So when we told Handyman what was going on, Handyman said, well, we got to get you a permit because I can't do nothing until we get that permit. I can't do nothing until you get that permit saying that it's okay to do work in this building. I can't do nothing. He said, I might got somebody I can call. Man, the man said, I got this guy I can call. He called one of his homeboys. Hey, got something going on. I got this space that I'm about to start working on in this mall, and they saying that they need a permit. Can you get one for me? The man on the phone was like, yeah, let me come look at the space. Or what are you trying to do? He said, we just need to put up partition walls to get everything separated. But do we have to have a permit? He was like, yes, you do. Right? That's more money. So now Mona Lisa don't have her money still from Mr. Biggs. The handyman was going to be $11,000. And then we ain't even got to the truck part. Handyman was going to be $11,000. Like, what are we going to do? You know, what are we going to do? The man that said, the contractor said, okay, yes, I can do the building permit for you. I can get everything started. But that's going to be $3,000 just to get started. We said, what? He said, yes. He said, you don't got to pay me right away. You can pay me when everything's done, but it's going to cost $3,000. So now you got $3,000 hanging over my head, $11,000 hanging over our head. We still need another truck. We only got one truck. We getting into the part of, we still got to get this facility together with money for the parts and things like that for the facility. Then when the contractor called for the permit, the contractor said that they told him he got to have a layout, a blueprint of how everything is going to be laid out. So they was like, we just going to put up partition walls. No, you got to have a blueprint. That blueprint got to be approved with Gaston County Fire Department. And it had to go through this whole process before you can even start doing any more work to this building other than paint. What? Even with paint, because it is a commercial space. Baby, look. We started pricing blueprints. Blueprint, we reached out to this one company. $1,500, $1,600, $2,000. All this for this blueprint. Finally, the contractor, and it was a black guy. Finally, the contractor was like, hey, I think I can get you a permit. I mean, a blueprint made. Don't worry about it. Let me take care of my end. I said, okay. So now we're waiting around. Handyman can't do nothing at all until we get this. Until we get this permit, handyman is on pause. So we got this space. It needs all kind of repair. We have a deadline of when we want this school to open up, and we still don't have a permit yet. Then we end up saying that the contractor end up getting some form of a layout done. Okay? And that gave permission for handyman to start working, putting up these walls and putting up and doing more to the school. In the mix of handyman working, they used to smoke their little they used to smoke their little stuff before they came in. They was cool. They was real cool. But we had to have the state come in to at least inspect the facility to make sure we had classrooms, everything, right? Well, we called our compliance officer and said, can y'all come out at least to see how much space we was going to need to get us started to when we put the walls up, we'll kind of have an idea what we're working with, so we're going to tape off the area. They said, yeah, of course. But so the morning that the compliance officer was going to come, Mona Lisa can't walk into the door. She smelled just like weed. She smelled like bold-faced weed. And that's when I found out that Mona Lisa is a weed smoker, because I never knew that. I never smelled it on her or anything. But that particular morning, she came through right before the compliance officers came. She came through and she smelled like weed. And I said, whoa, what the f is that smell? I hope we're not going to have no problem with weed or anything like that. Now, I knew that the handyman smoked, but I never smelled it on her. What are you talking about? We ain't going to have no problem. She started spraying this building down. Like, had this whole building smell like Lysol. You know, like, and Febreze. She said, we're not going to have no problem. And I said, the people going to be here any minute now, and you smell like weed. You smell like weed. Are you serious? You smoke? What is going on here? And she said, well, Clarissa, I got real nasty. I'm spraying everything down. I'm going through a lot right now. I said, well, what's going on? You know? She said, well, you know the white car that I was driving? Well, I had to give that white car, listen, belongs to my ex-boyfriend. And he was tracking me. And I decided to give him back his car that he bought for me. Because I'm getting serious with Mr. Biggs. And I said, what you been with Mr. Biggs? Yeah, but I really want to lock it down with Mr. Biggs because he gave me this money for the school. And so I just decided to give him his car back. I said, okay. So she said, well, now me and my mama down to one car. So I'm be running late sometime because now we sharing a car and I had to give my ex-boyfriend his car back. So I was like, okay, whatever. Like, you know, I don't even care right now at this point. We got to get the stuff for the permit. We got to get the blueprint done. Handyman can't work until he get the okay to get going and all this stuff. Like, come on, man. I don't know what else to do, you know? So let's focus on this compliance officer being in here. Let's focus on that. Before you go to this next part, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and share with some of your friends, because this road is about to get real, raw, and uncut. And here at Road Knowledge, we are all about safety first. So before you go to the next part, put your seatbelt on. And if you think you want to become a student at Road Knowledge Training Academy and show us how you can handle this road, check us out at www.rkta.org.